What's up, Cowboys faithful? Welcome back to Dallas Game Day, your home for everything blue, silver, and star-studded in Big D. And today, we've got something that might just be the spark we've all been waiting for. On Get Up on ESPN, former NFL linebacker Bart Scott dropped a bombshell. He floated the idea that the Dallas Cowboys should pursue Trey Hendrickson in a trade. Yeah, that's right, Trey Hendrickson. And the moment I heard it, I sat up straight. Because if that rumor even has a pulse, it changes everything. Let's set the scene. The Dallas Cowboys defense has been bleeding. Not metaphorically, but statistically, emotionally, historically. Bottom of the league in total defense, bottom in third down defense, bottom in points allowed. Every drive feels like the other team is scripting a highlight reel. It's been painful to watch. Opponents are carving up our secondary, breaking tackles, finding space where there shouldn't be any. The pass rush that wants to find us has vanished into smoke. And yet through it all, Dak Prescott is holding this team together like a captain patching holes on a sinking ship. He's playing like an MVP, cool under pressure, confident in every read, delivering strikes with the kind of precision you only see from elite quarterbacks. He's not just keeping us competitive, he's keeping us relevant. But here's the truth, Dak can't be Superman forever. He can't win shootouts every single week while the defense gives up 30, 35, 40 points a game. Even legends need help. And that's where Trey Hendrickson enters the conversation. This is a man who doesn't just play football, he hunts quarterbacks. He's relentless, mean, disruptive, the kind of player who changes the energy of a defense the second he steps on the field. With Cincinnati, he's been a force. 14 sacks one season, 13 the next, constant double teams, constant chaos. He's not the kind of player you plan around. He's the kind of player offenses fear. And Bart Scott said it best. This isn't a confirmed deal, but it's a challenge, a dare. He's daring Jerry Jones to do what Jerry does best, go bold, make a splash, shake up the league. Because right now, Dallas doesn't need safe, they need significant. Picture it with me, Cowboys Nation. Hendrickson on one edge, Jadeveon Clowney on the other, Kenny Clark anchoring the interior. That's not just a line, that's a storm front. Suddenly, the pocket collapses faster. Suddenly, quarterbacks start to feel ghosts that aren't even there yet. That's the kind of line that changes games, flips scripts, wins playoff football. You can't block that trio without leaving someone free, and that's when Dallas starts taking over again. And it's not just about sacks, it's about swagger. It's about sending a message to every offense in the NFC. You will feel us again. That's what we've been missing since Micah Parsons left. That identity, that fear factor, that moment where opposing quarterbacks look across the line and think, how am I supposed to survive 4 quarters of this? Hendrickson could bring that back. He could restore the edge, literally and figuratively. But here's why I really love this idea. It's a statement of intent. It tells the league the Cowboys are not folding. Jerry Jones has been in this position before, when people counted him out, when critics said the window had closed. And every single time, he's found a way to make noise. You remember the Cooper trade? You remember the Cooks deal? That's Jerry. He doesn't like to sit back and take punches. He likes to swing back. If Jerry pulls off this move, it tells the locker room, I see your effort, I see your fight, and I'm backing you up. It tells Dak, you don't have to carry the world alone. It tells us fans, I still believe this team can make noise. Now let's be real, trades like this aren't cheap. You probably have to send a third-round pick, maybe more. But for a player like Hendrickson, who's still in his prime, who fits a desperate need, that's worth every penny. Because you're not just buying a player, you're buying stability, leadership, and a chance to stop the bleeding. Think about it, with Hendrickson commanding attention off the edge, Clowney can do what he does best, set the edge, bully tackles, close running lanes. Kenny Clark can collapse the middle without getting doubled every snap. The linebackers suddenly have cleaner gaps. The corners get help because the quarterback has no time to find them. One player can change everything when the fit is perfect. And this one, it's perfect. And that's why this conversation on ESPN matters. It's not just speculation, it's hope. Hope that the Cowboys are still in the fight. Hope that Jerry's "I'm not done yet" wasn't just talk. Hope that Dallas can take control of its destiny before it's too late. Because here's the truth, Cowboys Nation, the season isn't lost, not even close. The schedule ahead gives Dallas a chance to claw back. Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, all winnable games. String together 2, maybe 3 wins, get CeeDee Lamb healthy, patch this defense, and suddenly the story shifts. Suddenly, Dallas isn't done. Dallas is dangerous. And if Jerry Jones makes that move, if Trey Hendrickson walks into the Star, puts on that silver helmet with the Boo Star, I'm telling you right now, the tone of this entire franchise changes. That locker room gets louder, the crowd gets louder, the belief comes back. So here's my question to you, Cowboys fans. Would you do it? Would you pull the trigger? Would you sacrifice a draft pick if it meant saving this defense, saving this season, saving Dak from carrying the entire load? Drop your answer in the comments. Yes, bring Hendrickson to Dallas, or no, stay the course. Let's get your voice heard, because this isn't just a rumor. This is a moment, a test of will. The difference between watching the season fade away or watching the Cowboys rise again. And if you still believe, like I do, that Dallas has fight left, hit that like button, subscribe, and join us on this ride. Because this story isn't over, it's just heating up. 1 star, 1 fight, 1 Dallas. This is Dallas Game Day, and we'll be right here for every rumor, every move, every spark of hope. Let's go, Cowboys.